It's more like a cow tongue, but okay, those of you that had me last semester, do you remember me talking about when we did cranial nerves? I didn't do it with you, but in the past I've done a cranial nerve lab. For taste receptors, I had students doing that PTC, bitter paper, and the grapefruit. So those of you that didn't have me, I was trying to not do a little kind of different lab than testing the tongue with Q-tips and different components. And so I had the students get one of those paper protectors, hole protectors, okay? Dry the tongue off, put one of those, paint it with blue food coloring. You can do this at home. And put one of those circles on. And what that does is allows you just a significant, a standard surface area. And we have different papillae on the surface of the tongue, some of which have taste receptors and some don't. So this particular papilla looks like this, as a moat, and it has taste buds, the bottom of that moat. And this is for bitter taste. All right, lots of pharyngeal nerve. And then we have this one. This is called circumvallate papillae. And it's in the back of the tongue. This is called fungiform. It looks like a little mushroom cap. And it has taste buds here. So it sticks up above the surface of it. This is in the anterior 2/3. So taste buds are present. And this is facial. Okay. The other ones are sharp, called filiform, and no taste buds. So they're represented by all the little dots. Okay. So I read an article about how people have variable number of fungiform papillae. And it appears to be related to their sensitivity to taste, bitter and sour. And so in this activity, students would taste that PTC paper. It's a recessive gene. So I was the only person in my high school class that can't curl my tongue, and I can't taste the bitter on that paper. Okay. So the check was, can you taste the bitterness of the PTC paper? Then do you like grapefruit juice? So I had some grapefruit juice for people. Then they painted the tip of their tongue with blue food coloring. It makes the fungiform papillae stand out because they don't stain as darkly. And then count the number of fungiform papillae. All right, the PTC is bitter, the grapefruit juice is sour. So both, although we didn't count the number of those. So if somebody could taste the bitter paper and they didn't like grapefruit juice, their number of fungiform papillae was typically over 25 in that small circle, okay? Now, I like grapefruit juice. I never buy it at home, but when I go to a restaurant for breakfast, I always order it. I can't taste the PTC paper, all right? So someone like me who can't taste the bitter, who likes grapefruit juice, typically is going to have less than 9 or 10 of the fungiform papillae. And then mixtures, you like it, but you like grapefruit juice, but you can't taste, or back and forth would be in between. So less than 9 or 10 versus more than 24 or so would be your two ranges of liking grapefruit juice and can't taste the bitter, or taste the bitter and hate grapefruit juice. All right, kind of in that range. So we have the glossopharyngeal for bitter and the facial nerve for the sweet, salty, and sour. And let's see if I can get a picture. So here we go. So here, these are the lingual tonsils. Here's the circumvallate papillae, the filiform, the kind of sharp. Now there is a foliate leaf-like that humans don't have. But humans have the filiform and then the fungiform, which will be shown here. Okay. All right, let's do these two questions. I'm not quite done with the anatomy of the mouth, but it's time for a break. So let's do these first two questions here, and then we'll come back after break. So question number 2, where the green dot is identify that muscle. A lot of classes we haven't talked about, but we'll mention, and I didn't do it in Bio 430 either, but we'll talk about when we get back from class. You've actually seen it when you looked at the palatine tonsils. You just didn't really name it. Does anybody need more time for number 2? Okay, let's do number 3, and then we'll take a break. Well, if I can get to it. Okay. Which of the following cranial nerves is incorrectly matched to its function? And actually, they're all correctly matched, except for one of them doesn't do taste on the tongue. Which one doesn't do taste on the tongue? Yeah. So vagus does do taste, but not on the tongue. So let me rewrite that so when I post the answers, you understand what it means. You may have heard of the umami, kind of, or if you drink wine and you kind of swirl it around in your mouth a little bit, you kind of get the, not only the olfactory, but there's a more of a, wine doesn't have a meaty flavor, but some of those additional woody flavors, oak flavors and stuff like that that we don't typically taste on the tongue would come from the sides of the mouth and the back of the throat. Okay. All right, so let's take a break. Come back at 25 after. Okay, and we'll finish up the tongue. Esophagus doesn't take much, and like I said, we're not going to get to liver and stomach, liver and pancreas, but I like to get through the colon. So come back at 25 after.
What's the function of the filiform?
Filiform is sensory, but for pain, touch, temperature type of thing, and in a cat for grooming. Not that we groom ourselves, but
I know, isn't it crazy?